All right, ladies and gentlemen, we only have one manga reaction for today since One Piece is on break. Time to continue where we left off with Sakamoto Days. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here, and welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, Nagumo and Oki were talking to each other, which led into a fight going off the edge of a building in a car, which the car then exploded. Both men walk away fine and step into the diner right next to the explosion and just order food like it's nothing, like they weren't just trying to kill each other. Because Nagumo was saying like, hey, guess what? What's going on with you guys? You and Uzuki? You guys are gonna lose. Oki's all like, what do you mean? How could you possibly think that? You don't have us. How arrogant to think that you are it's arrogant for you to think so. And it leads to them, and the thing is, they're just casually walking and talking to each other from an airport into the parking lot in a car. Oki taking off and driving off a building. I knew there was a piece of string on my face. Oki driving off a building while fighting Nagumo inside. And then they just fall straight to the ground. The car explodes and now they're just chilling in a diner. So let's just see what insanity happens with days 223 conceded. And they order coffee. It's not just food, it's coffee. But they order coffee and the waitress brings Oki and Nagumo their drink that they wanted. Your house blend. Enjoy. And they're both just sipping on their coffee. And then it appears that Nagumo grabs a knife immediately and tosses it with blinding speed at Oki, who blocks it with a stirring spoon. You know, the type of spoon you use to just stir your coffee. It's not really meant to be used to eat things. It's just real small. Oki okay, these two are silly. He just blocks the knife with a spoon, and the knife goes flying all the way to the other side of the restaurant. Yeah, just the knife goes flying to the other side of the restaurant. Nagumo puts his hand on the table, and without a second thought, we see his foot right on Oki's head, and he sends Oki straight out of the building. And it shows the another waiter going, "Your parfait." I didn't order that. And then I guess before his cup can even hit the ground, Oki is catching his cup with the coffee still sloshing inside as he goes, "Yeesh, at least let me enjoy my coffee." "Mr. Oki, you forgot something." "What?" "The bill." And then Oki says, "No thanks." And they both go crashing out the window. "Doesn't the boss usually pick up the tab?" "Sorry, I'm no longer your boss." "Okay, let's say whoever lives will pay." "Sure." And while Nagumo is getting his weapon ready, and I'm thinking this is going to be the first time we see his new weapon, because the last time we saw his trick weapon he had, Gaku basically wrecked it when they were fighting in the museum. Now Nagumo has a new one, and we haven't really seen Nagumo really fight for a while now. It's been a lot of chapters since we saw Nagumo fight. So now we get to see if he has this same old weapon or if it's something new. While he's getting his weapon ready, Oki's getting his staff ready, pulling it out of his jacket pocket. I'm wondering, how did you... Well, he did have his jacket in his arms. I see that now. And everyone's just looking at him just kind of weird because Oki and Nagumo immediately start clashing. Nagumo has his trick weapon again, so it looks like he got a replacement. And they're already clashing while they're while they're fighting and pretty much destroying the environment around them. Because in this and actually, this is a very detailed double spread panel of they're falling. So we see it from the perspective of them with the building, facing behind them, And Oki's falling forward, trying to stab Nagumo. Nagumo is dodging it and allowing it to pass through his trick weapon, which he looks like he's about to snap it in half the way he has this thing sort of aligned. And Oki lands on the ground, attempting to stab Nagumo. Nagumo dodges out of the way. That thing you said earlier about the JAA losing without you guys. I have a warning for you. Don't get too full of yourself, Nagumo. The era of the Almighty Order is over. I've already scouted a few new recruits with abundant killing intent. And then it cuts to these two dudes who are just casually walking down the street. One dude has a comb over, another dude is bald. Man, doesn't it seem like the streets are sketchier lately? Yeah, probably because of those new JAA dudes. Huh? Hey, officer, aren't you supposed to be keeping crime under control? And this regular security guard is just standing in front of this bald-headed guy as the bald-headed dude starts mouthing off to him. You're living off our tax dollars, right? Do your job! And the security guard puts a gun straight up to the dude and shoots him through the head. It just sticks the barrel in his mouth and fires. Sheesh, I became a cop because you get to shoot a gun. But with the new JAA, it's legal to kill. There's no point in being a cop anymore. Why would the JAA scout me, though? Well, so long as I get to shoot. And so, this person who's a cop just casually kills another person like it's nothing. And apparently he's been invited to join. What? And then it cuts to a baby that's crying. And then it cuts to this weird, fat dude with a weird face going, "See, doesn't that brat ever shut up? Your kid never stops wailing. It's a real pain. Also, you should really chill with the sun protection." And the baby's steadily crying over and over. Dang, that kid looks ugly when he cries. And then this woman who's pushing this baby in a stroller, the same baby in a stroller who's covered head to toe in coverings, like, we see her hair, but she has like this big old giant shawl. It's nothing close to Miss Osaragi. She's got an umbrella, she's got sunglasses, she's got like a hood covering, she's got a shawl, her whole body is covered up. It looks like she's got gloves on too, like literally covered head to toe, except for her hair that's showing. I'm sorry, I'll make him stop. And then she takes a butcher knife and cuts the dude's head off. The thing is, she takes the butcher knife and you can see her clenching with strength because you see the vein coming across her hand. And she cuts the dude's head off. And the baby is laughing after witnessing a murder. Somebody get that baby. Somebody needs to get that baby. The baby is in... Okay, let me just continue. And the woman is laughing, going, "Aw, you just love blood, don't you?" Then we cut to Kyoto Kansai Killing Academy. Kyoto Kansai Killing Academy? Kyoto Kansai Killing Academy. Graduation ceremony. And we have people here in robes. We're going to miss you so much when you move to Tokyo. We really have to get together again. Sheena, you two got scouted by the new JAA, right? For real? That's amazing! Well, you were always top of the class. And this woman whose face is still obscured goes, You're both geniuses. And this person takes their license to kill from the JAA out going, It came. It's like our time has finally come, right? The teacher said assassins shouldn't get famous, right? I'm not into it. Tokyo seems sus. I'm gonna be honest. I'm older. You know, I'm in my 30s. I never thought I would actually read a chapter from a manga where a character says, something seems sus. Not that I got a problem with it, it's just that I don't say that. So it just feels weird to say for me because I don't use the word sus. I don't use that short abbreviation. I don't. So just saying it out loud, I don't like saying it. It's got nothing to do with the manga, it's just that I don't like saying it. Something seems suspicious. That's me, suspicious. I don't be like, that seems kind of sus. I don't do that. It's just reading that is really weird. But this girl who we see who has a long ponytail and flowers in her hair goes,
It's like our time has finally come, right?
the teacher said assassins shouldn't get famous, right? I'm not into it. Tokyo seems sus.
Aw, come on, you're too timid, bro. We'll be fine. We're gonna slay big time in Tokyo and make a name for ourselves.
We've got some lively kohai, Torres. I never went to school, so having a kohai is getting me amped. What a weirdo. Because Gozu and Torres meet up with Sheena and her brother, apparently. Yeah, Sheena. We don't get the name of the bro, though. Yeah, we don't get a name of the bro, but we get Sheena and her brother, and she's carrying something. I can't tell if this is an instrument or her weapon for killing. Probably both, if Tanabata is anything to go by. But yeah, Gozu and Torres are here to meet up with these two new additions for the JAA. Hold on. Good afternoon. Sounds like a John Wick 2. So here's the thing. This is where we end the chapter. Gozu and Torres are meeting up to get these new recruits for the JAA. So what we have here is Averald, it's good to see you, and CDs, it's always good to see you as well. So what we have here is essentially the JAA is still recruiting people. So Torres, Tanabata, actually, you know what? On the side of the order, since Osaragi and Shishiba are gone, and Nagumo is no longer there, I guess these three people are filling in the spot left by Shishiba, Osaragi, and Nagumo. So, while Nagumo and Oki are fighting, Oki's all like, hey, I'm gonna give you this warning. The time of the old almighty order is over, and we're already recruiting new people. People with incredibly thick hostile intent, with bloodlust. We are recruiting a lot of people. So, one, we got a cop. We got a cop who was just minding his own business, and then he was all like, well, I wanted to be. First of all, the messed up thought of, I wanted to be a cop so that I could shoot a gun, so that I could shoot people. There's already something mentally wrong with that. You wanted to be a cop so you could shoot people. Let me go back to that, because that's messed up. Yeah, I became a cop because you get to shoot a gun, but with the new JAA, it's legal to kill. There's no point in being a cop anymore. He literally wanted to be a cop so he would have legal reasons to shoot someone on the job. But since the new JAA has essentially made it legal to kill, and mind you, here's the thing, it's not just people who shoot a gun and use the 3 bullets when that rule was out there. It's a nationwide rule where you are legally allowed to kill someone without prosecution, without it being held against you in a court of law or you being arrested for it. So that's something that's still going, all right? That's something that's still going. The guns with the 3 bullets, that's over, but the law that makes it so that it's okay for you to kill another person without even thinking, that's still in effect. So while I thought originally back then, and this is where the rant comes in, I thought originally back then that, with the guns all over, with the guns taken care of because of Natsuo and everyone, then it would be all that it would matter is just taking down Uzuki and the rest of the crew. No, it's still an issue because the rule for being able to kill freely without consequence, without legal consequence, that's still a very much dangerous thing because anyone can still kill anyone outside of using guns. The guns just made it happen quicker. But now, Oh wow, the situation in Tokyo, the situation in Japan is still very bad because the law is still out there. The prime minister endorsed it. It's being enforced by the JAA. So even with the gun situation out of the way, people are still legally allowed to kill one another with little to no provocation whatsoever. So now we got a dude who wanted to be a cop so he could shoot people. Now he's all like, well, there's no point in me being a cop anymore if I can just freely kill people anyway. So I don't need to be a cop anymore. After blowing the head off of some dude that was screaming at him. Then we get a woman who cuts the head off of some dude who was making fun, who was, getting agitated that her baby was crying, and promptly cuts his head off. Mind you, this is in the vicinity. This is in the vicinity of that same cop. Not only that, but I'm just now realizing that the baby is holding this woman's license to kill card as well. So I thought it was just three people, but I'm just now noticing that the baby is literally holding on to this woman's card invitation to join the JAA. Woman just cuts this man's head off because he didn't like the way the baby was sounding. And then we cut to the Kyoto Kansai Killing School Academy at the graduation ceremony, where I guess either the sister or the brother, or both the brother and sister have graduated. Yeah, you're both geniuses. So yeah, both of them graduated, and they've both been invited to go to Tokyo. And Gozu and Torres are personally there to recruit them. So now my question is, I wonder how deadly these people are going to be in comparison to Osaragi, Shishiba, and Nagumo. Mind you, there have been plenty of examples of how deadly Nagumo, Shishiba, and Osaragi have been throughout the entire series. But now we got these teenagers, literally young adults, and then a person who wanted to be a cop, and then this woman who's just pushing her baby around, just casually killing people. Like I said, somebody needs to take that baby away from that lady. But then again, if you try to take the baby away from the lady, you'll probably get eviscerated like Carolina Reaper was when Osaragi showed up at the museum. But now we get new people being added to the JAA. And Sakamoto is still very much unconscious. So while the Order is replenishing their stock, Shin and everybody else need to get themselves on lock, because if these people are as deadly as Oki is making them out to be, because if I go over here, don't get too full of yourself, Nagumo, the era of the Almighty Order is over. I've already scouted a few new recruits with abundant killing intent. So yeah, we got the cop, we got the lady pushing a lady and her baby, but it's really the lady who's dangerous. And we got the two student geniuses from the Kyoto Kansai Academy. So now the question is, how dangerous are these people? Because we've seen people like the 4 inmates that were released in order to sow discord throughout the nation. Apart and Dump and what was that dude's name? The Apart was a dude that would kill people and then arrange them into pieces, in symmetrical pieces in an orderly fashion. Went as far as to go out after killing someone to fill in a missing volume on that person's shelf and arrange it properly. Then we got Dump with her body modifications and the spikes that she had all over her body before Osaragi done her in. And then I'm trying to think of the other two dudes. The one that was fighting Shin. The one that was fighting Shin inside of the supermarket with Lou. And then the other one that loves to crush things in his hands all nonchalantly. And I think he was done in by Nagumo. And you see all these crazy ways that people have killed in this series, how dangerous people are. Then you see just how dangerous people like Kumanomi and Carolina Reaper, and then Club Jam, and then Haruma, and then Gaku, and then Uzuki, and then Gozu. All these different people from Alkamar. And then you think of all the dangerous people from the Order, from Takamura, Shishiba, Osaragi, Nagumo. Yotsumura, Kendaka, you see how dangerous all of these people are. And then you get the new people from the order, Tanabata, and then Torres, and now we get Sheena and her brother, this policeman, and this lady pushing her baby all around. And I'm just like, we've seen so many different creative ways to kill in this series. Not to be too morbid with it, with this subject matter, but we have seen a countless amount of varieties. Seen countless, and also Kashima. We've seen Kashima as well. This countless variety of how people kill in creative ways in this entire series. And now we're getting 4 new people being added, and it makes me wonder what makes them just as much of a threat as the previous members of the Order. Because we've seen so many different ways of people offing other people. So now I'm just curious about how dangerous these people are, especially the lady with the baby in the stroller, because I feel like if anything were to happen to that baby, she would go ballistic. The same way Osaragi would go ballistic, though her face wouldn't show it, when something happened to Shishiba. So I'm curious. I'm curious about how dangerous these new people are in the grand scheme of things in comparison to the strength of everybody else that's with Uzuki and the current people that are with Oki right now in the Order now. Because if Oki says, like, they have abundant killing intent, scouted new talent for the Order, they gotta be crazy dangerous. And given the fact that Sakamoto is currently out of commission right now, I'm kinda worried for Shin and everyone else, because while they are very strong and capable, Sakamoto is their trump card. It's the person that they have always needed. So, yeah, I'm just like, okay. This should be interesting. It doesn't say that we're going on break. Matter of fact, let me come over here to the main page. Yeah, it doesn't say that we're going on break, so we got One Piece and Sakamoto Days next week. Overall, very interesting chapter, but I'm also worried because of the new people who have shown up, who have already shown to be deadly, save for the brother and sister who have just graduated, so we don't even know what type of individuals they are when it comes to being assassins whatsoever. They're called geniuses, so that's a concern. But we'll see in the next chapter. But yeah, this was a good one, and I'm looking forward to the next one, because the next one will officially be in August. This is the last couple of days of July, and then we move into August, and then after August, it's Borderlands! So I can't wait. But thank you everybody for stopping by. This was a pretty interesting chapter, and I'm very interested in the next one. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!